had a team meeting this morning before the practice started, and that was the one thing that I did mention. It's nice to be here. We're down to one group. You know, I know we have 5 lines and 8 defensemen, but it's just good to get away right now and to get to our own place and get organized and ready to play for the opener.
There were a lot of tough coaching decisions or roster decisions that have to be made right off the bat. I mean, Atkinson, you led the team in scoring last year, and to start the year you got something training. I guess that's kind of the lockout in a sense. Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. We're all aware that Atkinson had a good rookie year. He put some points up on the board, and he's a player that has to play in your top 2 lines. And with the NHL lockout, you know, there's every action there's a reaction, and players get pushed down. And with Shan Couturier in particular coming, it puts players in different situations, and Atkinson, as a result, is not in our top 2 lines, and therefore it's better for him, in our opinion, that he would play in Trenton, be an important player, play in the number 1 line, and keep his game in order.
Those lines that we saw out there today, are those pretty indicative of what we might see Saturday, particularly Shan Couturier forward, or?
That line, yeah, I'm probably leaning towards that line right now. But as you know, as I mentioned, I have 5 lines.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of good young players that are going to work hard to try to push somebody out of a position and get themselves in there. So I'm going to watch it closely. It's still training camp, and we're still evaluating and watching and trying to get some chemistry in the lines. And if changes are needed to be made, we'll do that.
We're talking about the roster decision you have to make to start off. Is it in your mind at all? Do you have kind of a post-lockout roster in your mind of what you would have done if that weren't, or are you just going to deal with that when the time comes?
Yeah, that's just something I'll deal with. I haven't thought about that. I know it's going to happen. The lockout will end, and we're going to lose some players that'll be very good players for us. That's just the way it goes, and every team in the league will have to adjust accordingly, and we're no different. So I'm just going to take advantage of the opportunity here to have some good young players and get their game in order too. Get them ready to make a step to the next level in their own performance, and help us as a team get some team confidence. Hopefully we can get some wins under our belt right away, and when the time comes, then we'll adjust.
Can you talk a little bit about having Couturier and Shen here to start the year, and playing together on the same line? I mean, those are guys who were really key contributors in Philadelphia's playoff run last year. Yager even called Couturier the best defensive forward on the team, in that series against Pittsburgh.
Well, I wasn't aware of that. That's a nice compliment coming from a veteran player. Both are good young players. I know Shen from the LA Kings. He was the first pick there whenever I was coaching, and so I've had him for several years. Again, both are good young players that are going to be better players as a result of playing here with the Phantoms, in my opinion. If they get a significant number of games under their belt, playing in crucial situations at key times of the game, and that'll help their game on the on-ice part of it. The other side of it, I think it's really going to help their leadership skills. They're going to be, players in the locker room that other players are going to watch. They're going to set the tempo and set the tone in the practices. That's a responsibility you take on as a good player, and that in turn will help them become better overall as they move forward in their career.
How much does having them help everyone else? Because you can watch and learn from them, and also just when you put a couple guys like that on the ice, it tends to elevate everyone.
It does. You're exactly right. It elevates the pace, the tempo, the execution, how to do things right every day. When you play 3 in 3 days and you come back to practice, after a day off, there needs to be a good upbeat tempo practice, and they're the guys that you look to set the tone as quality veterans, young guys, but players who are special players. And I think that again, that's the leadership that they can take on and get themselves prepared every day for the practice, do the extra off the ice to get better. And the young guys that are here today will be seeing that, and they know that if they follow in their footsteps, that there's a good chance that they'll get their opportunity in the NHL.
What do you hope to see out of the sophomores this year? Players like Brandon Manning, who probably be competing for a spot in Philadelphia had it not been for the lockout, and then some of the the third line guys like McGinn and Tyler Brown. What do you hope to see from them this year?
I think both those 3 young players have a lot in front of them in their career. There's a lot on the learning cycle that needs to be pushed up, and that's my job. I'm going to do that. there's the great thing is there's tremendous potential. They got, you got big body guys who get around the ice pretty well, who understand the overall team game, and now it's just a matter of having some success at this level. Get to play in the All-Star game, get to be an All-Star in this league, put up big numbers, and I think that they have that potential to be able to do that.
The goaltending tandem that you're starting the year with here, could you talk about the decision? I know he really, won that spot in the training camp battle. And then Monroe is a good quality veteran guy that any team would be lucky to have. And he said that, you coming here was part of the reason that he decided to come back to the Phantoms.
Well, Scotty Monroe, I was here whenever he first came to the Flyers organization, and he's now a quality veteran goaltender that's worked extremely hard to get himself to where he is today. So we're really excited to have that. Not only a good performer on the ice, but again, a quality person. He's going to come and do the right stuff every day and show the way for a young player like Keeter. I think Keeter's got a nice upside. He's got great work habits. He listens well. He will make adjustments to his game as we move forward here. I know that Jeff Reese is here watching and working with him in the training camp right now, and he's taken